a wonderful supporter of the different activities that the consulate has been doing. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you, Consul General. Look, let me just say from the very beginning that the city of Houston has a very, very close relationship with Mexico, and I cannot thank this Consul General for her work and the partnership that we've established, and I look forward to working with you very, very closely as we move forward. This is another example of the collaboration between Mexico and the city of Houston. Look, there are a lot of, this is, number one, Houston is the most diverse city in the United States. There are a lot of people who are here from Mexico and other parts of the world, and there's a lot of mistrust. And even though there are a number of free testing sites in the city of Houston, there are still people who are reluctant to go to some of those sites because they feel as though their information will be shared, or that by coming they will be working against their own best interests. The very fact that this consulate office is open, providing testing, will be helping thousands of people just today alone. And so I want to thank the Consul General and this consulate for opening up and for assisting so many people who live in this city. I've often said that regardless of where you come from, regardless of whether you're documented or undocumented, your language, if you are in this city, I am your mayor, alcalde, and I am just honored to be here today. I want to thank UMMC again, Dr. Varone again, for assisting, in this case, the Consul General Office of Mexico and the city of Houston in another testing site. And as you can see, the lines are long. People recognize the importance of testing. It is better to know than not to know, because once you know, then we can contact, trace, isolate, quarantine, and treat. And so I want to thank all the people who are coming out and responding to this particular testing site. Again, let me thank the Consul General Mexico, this office. Let me thank the Consul General herself. Been an incredible partner. So thank you, gracias for everything. Dr. Varone, UMMC, thank you all again for what you all are doing.
And because we know that many of the tests that were done here at the consulate in June 6th, when we made the first COVID drive-through, were many of them result positive. 20% of them result positive. And COVID is affecting mainly Hispanic community. So because of that, I would like to introduce Dr. Baron so that he can give you some information about this. Thank you so much, Dr. Baron.
Okay, first we're going to do it in English. So thank you very much, Consul General. Thank you very much, Mayor. For the last 101 days, we've been working together. This has been a war against an invisible enemy, a very difficult war. We have tested over 83,000 people. Our positivity rate is around 13%, but that's not the concerning part. The concerning part that of those that are positive, 47% are asymptomatic. That means I don't know who of you, gentlemen and ladies, are positive. You may have no symptoms. You have to be tested. You have to be tested. We're getting a lot of African Americans, a lot of Hispanics coming into the hospital in late stages of COVID, near death. I'm having to open up beds and more beds and more beds. This is not a hoax. Whoever thinks that this is a hoax, just ask them to come and spend a day with me in my ICU. They will see what we're talking about. Please, get tested, tested, tested. Now in Spanish. Estamos hoy en el Consulado General de México haciendo pruebas de COVID. Esta es una enfermedad extremadamente importante. Nosotros por los últimos 101 días hemos estado haciendo pruebas, llevamos más de 83,000 pruebas, alrededor del 13% son positivas. De ellas, el 47% de la gente no tiene síntomas, y eso es lo peligroso, porque no sabes quién tiene o quién no tiene alrededor de ti la enfermedad. Hazte la prueba, es gratis, no te cuesta nada. El consulado te está ofreciendo esa oportunidad haciéndolo acá, o lo pueden hacer en cualquiera de nosotros testing. Con la ayuda de la ciudad de Houston, el mayor Turner, estamos teniendo un gran impacto. Esta enfermedad no es ficticia, esta enfermedad es real y te puede costar la vida. Gracias.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
There's a couple of questions. We are able to take a couple of questions.
Okay.
Can you tell me about some of the people that you are coming here today?
They are mainly We are receiving everybody. Everybody that wants to receive the COVID test can come to the Consulate General of Mexico. We are not asking for their passport, their identity, or if they are here documented or without documented. Want to reach the more vulnerable in the society, so we are receiving a lot of people now here.
Have you had a chance to speak to any of them?
With many of them, I just received them in the morning. I passed car by car and person by person to distribute them information. So yes, I have a very strong communication with the community.
And tell me, like, what was it like talking to them? Do you know anything about any particular people?
They are concerned about the COVID situation. They are concerned about, many of them, as I told you, don't know if they can go to a medical institution because they don't have documents. So because of that, we have a health window here at the consulate where we can provide them information to what hospital they can go or to what doctor they can see. We want to help the Mexican community, but today we are open to all the nationalities. Okay.
Channel 11. The pool. That's the pool.
Sure.
Still emailing me.
Okay.
I guess from Channel 2, they want to know, a lot of bars aren't abiding by the government's mandate. What's the next step? Is there anything to do?
Well, I would tell you that the fire marshals were out last night visiting different sites that where bars or clubs were continuing to open. And not only were they out, they were then contacting the TABC, and where people were getting 51% of their receipts from the sale of alcohol, for example, they must shut down. And they should have shut down on noon on Friday. And so the TABC is working very closely with our fire marshals. We will continue to go out, and those who continue to stay open, their names will be provided to me, and then we will put them on the wall of shame. But we're working, the fire marshal, TABC, as you know, can pull their permit for 30 days, and if they continue to violate, they can do even more. But I specifically know, because I was on the phone last night, that the fire marshals and TABC were out working to see whether or not people were being compliant. There is a deal where if for example an establishment is getting less than 51% of their receipts from alcohol and they are selling food, that under the governor's order they can still stay open, but their occupancy has been reduced from 75% for restaurants down to 50%. So that's the cutoff as it relates to clubs and bars. If the majority of their revenue receipts are coming from alcohol, under the governor's order, they must cease. They are closed. If it's under that and they're getting a majority of their receipts from the selling of food, then under the governor's order, they can stay open, but their occupancy has been reduced from 75% to 50%.
This is from the great Jason Miles. What are your plans for 4th of July, and what's your advice to people making plans?
Any event that's of more than 100 people outside, those events pretty much have been canceled. Now that means, for example, parades that are normally scheduled on the 4th of July, if it's more than 100 people on the outside, the city is not granting those permits. If they have been issued, they have been revoked. And so, people will celebrate the 4th of July, Independence Day, but we'll just do it a little bit differently this time around. As you know, the big Independence Day celebration for the city of Houston is pretty much virtual. I mean, we'll still have the 15 minutes of fireworks, but there won't be any particular gathering. People can be out in their cars and their backyards or find a place to see them, but there won't be the big celebration that we normally have for Independence Day.
And also know if you feel like Houston's paying for decisions made by people outside of Houston.
No, I'm not gonna blame it on people from the outside. Quite frankly, we have started coming back together, re-socializing. you know, in a big time way. So we're going to have to take individual responsibility in large part. Everybody has to play his or her part. You know, not only the businesses, and I don't just want to put it on our businesses. You know, we have to take responsibility. We have to assume the responsibility. The business doors may be open, but they're not forcing anybody to walk into their establishments. So oftentimes we get into the blame game. I don't want to get into the blame game. I'm simply saying to individuals, you know, to people in our city, you know what the situation is, you know the numbers are surging, you know, for example, that people being admitted to our hospitals, that number is increasing, ICU bed utilization, that's increasing, the positivity rate is increasing, the number of young people infected by this virus, that's increasing. So let's exercise some personal responsibility when you know what the facts are. Let's exercise some personal responsibility. Put on your mask, you know, engage in social distancing, exercise proper hygiene, and everybody has to assume those responsibilities for themselves.
And this is through Telemundo. They want to know, will there be cooling stations as it gets hotter during the summer? Cooling centers for people, and how will there be social distancing?
Yeah, and we're working on that, especially for our at-risk and vulnerable populations, for our seniors. We're working on that, working with Reliant and some of our other companies to have cooling stations. It's kind of difficult to tell people to engage in social distancing, and we're in the midst of the summer. So we're working on that. You know, we have our health equity response team that's currently in place. The focus is dealing with focusing on our seniors, vulnerable populations, people that are at risk, to make sure we provide them with what they need. Do you want that in Spanish?
You can do it. You have to translate.
Let me know.
Oh. We are working to set up cooling stations all over the city for our seniors and at-risk population.
Están poniendo estaciones en toda la ciudad para atender a la población adulta y a toda la población.
And there are many households that don't have like air conditioning units.
Hay muchas unidades que no tienen aire acondicionado.
And we're working to provide air conditioning units to people within our
Y están trabajando para proveer de aire acondicionado a la gente que no tiene aire acondicionado en esta época de verano.
And all of the things that we're planning to set up, it doesn't matter what your status is, doesn't matter whether you're documented, undocumented, where you come from, whatever services we provide are available to everyone.
Todos los servicios que provean van a ser sin tomar en cuenta si es persona documentada, indocumentada o qué nacionalidad de la ciudad está trabajando para proveer servicios a todo mundo.
And the reality is we are all in this together.
Y la realidad es que todos estamos juntos en esta situación.
Gracias.
No, on contrary. I just want to let you know a last statement. We invite to this effort of COVID testing to the Consular Corp. We receive a positive answer from Colombia, Costa Rica, Peru, España, y Angola. So I just wanted to let you know so that you can also have that information in your pocket. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. We can do it.
And we will do it.
We're going to control. I mean, you know, throughout the history of mankind.
Yeah, one more question. You good?
And you all have been family.
It's been thanks to you.
Yeah.
I mean, the help that you give us, and you know, it's.
They said they have one more question.
Well, we want to work with. I want to make sure that you see is in a position to continue to do what they are doing.
You know, I mean, just want to help people. I mean, it's when you spend a day with me in the ICU, seeing what I have, you feel bad. I mean,
Yeah.
29-year-old.